Hello, hello. My name is Raul Norton, also known as Do, and welcome back to the 7030 Opinion Space. Now, I know I just did a video last week on my opinion about love, and I knew that there were going to be a need for more explanation on my opinion, because I know people was going to ask me about the levels, or which is more important, right? Because me mentioning right off the bat that, I don't love my kids certainly rings out for every parent out there that, why would he say that? So, and then all of a sudden, the questions become, well, what is the value or the level of importance as far as love and bond that I talked about with my kids go? Because I said the way I feel about my kid is unexplainable. When I said unexplainable, I mean that, in a situation where I believe that my kids is a part of me. So my kids is me. And if we want to define a meaning for the word love based on choices, you get to pick something that you truly care about. But not caring about yourself or caring about yourself doesn't have the same weight as caring about someone else that you love and you pick and you choose. I could look at my kids like part of my being, my family, my blood relations, that's not necessarily a choice of mine. That is just part of me. I am part of my mom. I am part of my dad. My brother and me, we share the same genetics. My nieces and nephews, they're all essentially, in my opinion, part of me. So I don't know that there's a niece or nephew that I could say is way more important to me than any other nieces and nephew. If I find out that I have a niece that I've never heard about or a nephew that I've never known, the day I know about this family member, this niece, this nephew, they're now on the same level with all my nieces and nephews. They're now still a part of me that I believe that I can't explain the level and the value that is placed on their well-being from my perspective. I like to believe that, I'm a very empathetic person, even though it may sound differently when I give my opinion, but I like to make sure my opinion is kind of clear and concise to what I believe. So that's why the words may come out straightforward and to the point, and then require more explanation. One of the value explanation was, if you said you love your wife so much, and what would you do? And it always comes down to the end of, would you die for your wife, and would you do the same thing for your children? Well, for me, neither one goes without saying. There's no question about me putting myself in harm's way for my wife is the same as what I would do for my children, my nieces, my nephew, my brother, my sister. But the explanation to the the weight of the word wasn't why I was saying how I feel about my family. It was just me explaining that, if you're going to put a value system on a word, you should have a good explanation of what this word truly means. And if the word can cover everything, then it covers nothing. And that's why I said, I love my wife, but I'm not saying that the feeling I have for my children is less. I'm just saying that I can't explain. I don't believe that there's words that I could say about my kids. I mean, it's not that I wouldn't tell my kids I love them, and if they ask me if I love them, I wouldn't say yes, because obviously the word is a feeling word. So, it makes people feel comfortable when they said it. But for me, it's just the value of the word that's important. And if you want to put weight on the word, then, it is just unexplainable. I just know that it's a choice word. It's like you choose to use this word to assess some kind of value. And now all of a sudden, the weight of your other choices are now less. So now you have a scale, and for some people, love is at the top of the scale. That's number one. And at the same time, they can basically use the word for things that are not that important. It just rolls off the tongue like, I love this, I love that, I love she, I love he, I love this, I love that. For me, words has meaning. And if it doesn't have any kind of a meaning, then it has no value. So I don't know how clear I can explain about the fact that love doesn't cover the kind of bond I feel towards my children, my brother, my sister. It just, I could say, yeah, I love everybody. But to me, it doesn't have the same meaning, because the deepness of how I feel is not covered the same way in every situation. So in order to select a situation and make it different and make it has value, you have to assess the value towards whatever word you're doing. And for me, a bond, which can be created in many multiple different ways, is different when it's not a choice. Well, people be like, well, you choose to have children with your wife. Yes, I choose to have children with my wife. But again, it's not like I went into the wife scenario and said, hey, I need you to pick out this kid, and it needs to be this way, and that way. And then we need to pick out this other kid to make it this way and that way. No, that wasn't a choice. When I met my wife and I started talking to my wife and I enjoyed the conversation, I literally in my own mind said, hey, this person is the person I want to be with. I really like this person. I care about this person. I choose this person. So there's a difference there. There's not a difference as in better or worse than our children. So, I mean, everybody could feel free to use the word, and I could use the word too, but it's not about using the word. It's about what the word means. Is there, and I'm going to end off with the question, is there such a thing as love? Does that word actually have a meaning that can clarify what it means if it's not encompassing everything? But I know I've been rambling a little bit on this, and I'm trying to keep it short. So if I still need to re-explain this scenario, I will. But it's just, to me, it's a deep meaning that needs to maintain its value. So again, thanks for coming out to the video. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to drop a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. And again, thank you for coming to the 7030 Opinion Space.